Hey-o. What's up, Olee?
What's up, fellas?
Tuesday. I know we had Zach on just a moment ago. What is up, everybody? There's a ton of folks in the chat already. 39 already watching. Looks like Tyler Swisher was the first one in. Hey, what's up, buddy? Alex Carney, Jose H, Joe H, LTZ for in the dirt. What's up, everybody? Lawn Freedom, J Pillow. Oh man, Tuesday night. I tell you what, guys, I've been busy. I all moved into the new place and we're kind of settling everything in and everything. So it's all tedious, kind of trying to get things organized while keeping a 6, 4, and 2-year-old out of everything while you're kind of halfway unpacked, halfway in disarray.
Shoot, I was on mute. Yeah, I bet, man. Moving sucks. You've been off work for a week, right?
Yeah. I took a half day last Wednesday. I don't go back till this Thursday. So definitely try to take advantage of the time, get all settled in. I'm down in my little office now. I'm excited. Finally, I don't have to like set things up and disassemble it every week. I can leave it up and lock the door. It's awesome.
That's awesome. I need that someday. I'm setting this thing up.
Yeah.
Pretty much my dining room.
Yeah, that's where I was at before too. On a wobbly table.
Yeah, it's been hot. It's been real hot. It's 100.
Hey, before
100 today.
You guys all grab a glass? welcome everybody to Keep Off the Grass. Let's all grab a glass. I said it backwards.
So who do we got tonight with us? A very light crew, that's for sure. But who do we got tonight?
So this is Kelsey from Earth Science. I'm excited. I didn't know much about you guys beforehand, but I did see you guys are the ones that make the Mowing fertilizer. So I was like, oh, I recognize that. So I was like excited to have you on and learn a little bit more about what you guys have and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, tell us a little about yourself and a little bit about Earth Science.
Yeah,
First off, what are you drinking?
Oh yeah.
I have a Sam Adams Wicked Easy.
Nice.
Fancy.
That might be the best guest drink we've had. So that's good.
Well, I'm in Wisconsin, so we've got good beer here.
Ooh,
all right, we'll
nice.
do the Sam Adams tonight. That's all good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited. This is the first time I've done anything really like this, so I was a little nervous, but it seems pretty casual, so this will be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, so I work for Earth Science, and I've been with the company about 2 years. What drew me to them and a little bit about them is that they're an all kind of natural-based lawn and garden care company. So a lot of our products really focus on making your soil better, which will lead to healthier plants, kind of taking the more natural biological route to healthy, green, thriving lawn and garden. So I have a background in environmental policy, sustainability, and basically when I found this company in Green Bay, which is where I live now, I was super excited and have been loving it. I've been kind of learning on the job, but it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So were you into gardening or, outdoor work, landscaping, like before you got into that company? Or
not terribly much. So my husband and I bought our house 3 years ago, and we've had a garden since. But it's been fun to before it was just kind of, plant some stuff, see what happens, do your best. But it's been kind of fun to use different products and see how things work out for you. So now I'm I would say I'm really into it. I have a couple strawberry plants, some onions, and some peppers this year. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch things grow.
Definitely. No, yeah, I'm kind of addicted to it. So plants,
I've been seeing a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
Out there in the garden, things are popping for you.
Yeah, great garden time right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
do the kids like getting out there with you?
What's that?
Do the kids like to get out there with you?
Yeah, it's something like we got her little Elsa gloves from Frozen. So she's out there pulling weeds. She may not get them from the root, but she's out there
trying.
She's out there at least by me, so she's not running around going crazy. And so I can get work done easy out there.
Nice.
So
yeah, that's one thing we want to get more into. It's like a little maybe raised flower beds and building up the soil and good, something to bring in some good soil, then add some good nutrients to it. I like to get into the whole the mycorrhiza, all that kind of stuff. It sounds like you guys, Earth Science, is really into soil health as like your approach towards what you guys do. Explain, how is that different than like just normal Scott's fertilizer or just the regular synthetic stuff that you would buy from like a Lowe's or Home Depot?
Sure. So yeah, that's definitely kind of our MO. And the way we kind of describe it is like a traditional fertilizer is going to be like a 5-hour energy for your lawn, if we're talking like that type of scale, where, you put a bunch of nutrients down and you get a bunch of growth right away, but you kind of have to continuously do it. And also, if there are any chemicals that are harmful to the bacteria and the fungi that are in your soil, over time, you just have to keep applying more and more. So our approach is if you feed those, bacteria, fungi that are basically giving your plants the nutrients that they need, you need less product and it'll be healthier plants. So definitely focus from the ground up.
So what would you say your somebody asked this, Joe P, he asked, what is your most popular product right now?
That's a good question. We kind of have different segments. So we have like a lawn kind of lawn care area, garden, and soil care. Our biggest product is probably our fast-acting lime, especially for folks on the East Coast that maybe have more acidic soil and need to get more towards neutral in order to have thriving plants. But then we also have like a garden line where we do wildflowers, which are really, really popular. And then on the grass side of things, we have like grass repair kits, lawn thickener, that sort of thing. But definitely number one product is probably our lime.
Cool.
Do you guys ship nationally, or do you guys work with any large retailers or folks in different regions? Like, where would we find you guys?
Yeah, so we're kind of splattered all over the place at the moment, and the goal is to become more widespread. But some places, like if you're in the Midwest, Menards, Fleet Farm are places that you can find our products. We also sell at all of the major co-ops, being Ace, True Value, and Do It Best. And then we also just got a couple of SKUs into Walmart. So our Mowing is now at Walmart and Tractor Supply. And Lowe's we're kind of doing some tests with Lowe's. I think right now we have like 100 stores or something like that in Texas specifically, where they kind of sell our product for a season or a year and they kind of see how it goes. And then if they like it, they bring us bigger. So right now we're definitely in a growth phase, which is a little unfortunate because sometimes people call and they're like, I'm in this state and I want to buy your product, and I don't always have a store that's super close to them, but we're getting there. We're working on it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've actually seen maybe like worm castings in TSC.
Yes.
That's from you. Yeah, I'll stop in there sometimes just to see. Sometimes they got some good deals. TSC, they got you can get some liquid fert good, and I'll stop in there every now and then. But I saw worm castings last time I was in there, I think. So.
The worm castings, and then I think they also carry our flowers as well. So yeah, Tractor Supply is a good customer for us.
Olee, I know you like chicken manure. Do you guys have anything with chicken manure, or is it all just cow manure?
We don't have anything with chicken manure. Everything is, we have our Mowing, for example, is dairy cow manure and then chicken feather meal, but no chicken manure.
Maybe you could supplement your yard with some Mowing, Olee.
I've got some. I've tested it before at the shop.
Yeah.
I've also used their grass seed that comes with the fertilizer mixed in with it, and it had great, luck out of it. I think it was more of a repair, like she was saying, repair kit, or possibly like a patch type deal. But I used it on, I want to say I had about 2,000 square feet where I had some tree stumps took out, and I used it there directly. And it's a good looking grass seed, good looking fescue cultivars.
Yeah, I remember that. You had that. We had it was a wet spring and it grew really fast. I remember sending that to you, and you were posting pictures like a week later. I'm like, holy cow.
Oh, it jumped out the ground.
Yeah.
Was it nice and warm at the time too?
Man, I don't know. I can't remember yesterday here lately. But it done very well. Had really good color and all. And then I've used some of their sulfur on my blueberries.
Oh, nice.
Sulfur.
Have you seen good results there? Do you test the soil pH, or are you just kind of winging it?
Winging it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think blueberries can be as low as 4.5 or something pH.
They like it.
Yeah, that's actually their preference, is a low 5.
So I actually I planted the blueberry bush at the beginning of the year, and I had a couple sulfur pellets and I put them down just because I read it was so low, and I know I'm in the 7. I'm high 6. So so do you guys have a plant that makes it, or do you guys have a parent company where it's produced and even from the cow manure, is there a process in place for that, or how does that work?
So a lot of the cow manure is from near where I am, Wisconsin, Midwest area, and then it kind of gets shipped all over the place to be processed in bags in different plants. We have a couple different spaces where that happens. But all of our stuff comes from, or I should say is manufactured in the US, but we don't have a central plant. We used to be a part of a larger company called FICO International. And we were kind of like this little bud that was like doing its own thing. And then there was a splitting. And so now we kind of had to find our own manufacturing facility. So we're kind of all over the place at the moment.
Cool. That's cool. So as far as like garden products go, I know I had some Morganite last year and I did put some on my garden. Actually, I tilled it in at the beginning of the year. I tilled it, I sprinkled a little bit down. I tilled it in before I planted. But is there any other, before we get into like the lawn products you have, like we'll start with that garden, like is there anything specifically for garden only? I know like that Morganite has it listed where you can put it in your garden, but is there anything like garden specific?
Yep, we have bone meal and blood meal, which is, if you're not familiar or if you've not used it before, it's literally just crushed up dried bone and dehydrated blood, which blood meal is very high in nitrogen and bone meal is very high in phosphorus. So they're really awesome supplements for gardens. Blood meal is particularly great for tomatoes and leafy vegetables. Bone meal is going to be awesome for anything that's like bulb. So think like garlic, onions, because phosphorus is really great for root growth. So those are two big things. And then we also have earthworm castings, which is just earthworm manure. And that is a product that I think it seems people are kind of finding out about and are getting really, really excited about. And anytime we are working with a customer, they're always really excited to stock the earthworm castings, and we have really good luck selling them. They're just a great source of organic material, and they improve the structure of your soil. They help with water retention, with airflow. Just one of those things that they're kind of like a little miracle product that you don't need a lot of, and they just do wonders. So those are kind of our big garden focused products.
You got a calcium product too, right?
We don't have anything specifically calcium.
Or is it gypsum?
We have a gypsum, yeah, that we would recommend if you're having issues with calcium, which is also another awesome product if you have like compact soil or you have issues with drainage or need more airflow. Gypsum is phenomenal for that. And it's great. I love recommending it because you can be so generous with it. It doesn't affect your pH. It's not gonna, damage your plants. So I'm always like, just throw it in there. Like, just go for it.
Can you use it for calcium? Like for tomatoes, it's got calcium deficiency. Can you use it that way?
Like blossom end rot and that kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah, I got bottom end rot or whatever you call it. Bottom rot.
Yep.
What's bottom rot?
I think it. Watch yourself. Yeah, I think it's where you have like either low calcium or you have, I'm told by some of the old farmers that it's inconsistent watering or inconsistent rain. And I have it with bell peppers and with tomatoes, and it might because, like we'll get a ton of rain and then no rain, or I don't water as much as I used to as far as the garden. I used to be bad about wanting to water a garden every day. And, from what I'm being told, it's like too much or either inconsistent, but supposedly the calcium really helps. Helps the actual fruit.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of like why it happens or what causes it, but it's one of those things where once your plants have it, you kind of want to catch it and remove, affected areas, and it's calcium helps to save the plant. So yeah, gypsum is great.
Cool. So then lawn stuff, you have, I saw like, I don't know if it is organic or not, but do you have like a non-organic lawn fertilizer or?
We have one product that it's our Lawn Food Plus. That's kind of like a combination product that has added nitrogen along with the dairy cow manure granule. And that is just purely a fertilizer that So the nitrogen obviously is to feed your grass, and then the dairy cow manure is to feed your soil. So it's supposed to be kind of like a double whammy. And we claim that it has like 30% more nutrients than your typical, one of our competitors' bags of fertilizer. So that it's an awesome product. We've had, some of my colleagues have used it and sent photos, and it works really, really well. And that's the biggest difference when people ask me what's the difference between our Lawn Food Plus and Morganite. It's just that added nitrogen. Morganite is just strictly the dairy cow manure.
Cool.
That's good to know. That's cool.
Yep.
All right. That'd be like a good spring, something used in the spring maybe or something. Like when would you typically use that? Like not now, not in the summertime, probably.
Correct. Yeah. So typically, like, our kind of recommended fall lawn care is always going to be first establishing if you need to do anything with your pH, because if the pH of your soil is not where you want it to be for the particular type of turf or whatever it is that you're growing, it isn't going to absorb nutrients as well as it could. So the first step is always either lime, sulfur to get where you need to be, an application of fertilizer in the spring, and then any overseeding would happen in the fall, or any new planting we usually recommend in the fall. And then another application of fertilizer that would kind of get you through the winter as your kind of winter application. So our approach is kind of minimal. We want to make it easy for people and approachable. So I know that's a little bit different from what a lot of other companies kind of preach, but for us, we just like to try and keep it simple and keep it natural. So once in the spring, once in the fall. That's it.
Nice.
Going on,
There
Nate?
he is. He made it.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Busy life,
Coaching.
T-ball.
work, T-ball, everything.
I was putting some stuff in the shared drive today, and I saw you had a bunch of like coaching stuff in there about T-ball. I
Yeah.
don't know if you knew you were sharing it to that, but in the KOTG G drive, it's all
we
this
know
T-ball stuff and coaching stuff.
Really? From me?
I'm assuming it was you. I don't know who else put it in there.
Probably Bill.
That could be me. I
don't think I
was
did.
using my Google Drive for lineups and stuff. So
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, that was definitely if you're using it recently, yeah, I saw it. It's in our KOTG one.
no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
I'll have to start live casting the T-ball games.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, both. So I was like, I coached last year, but my kids were like in the same age group and they were on the same team. So it was just one. So I kind of said, I'll help out this year. And I'm, like for a lot of you guys, some of you guys know, some of you don't, but like I just started a new job last Monday. And so I like new job, like now I'm coaching 2 T-ball teams. And so it's just busy. Like it's just busy at work, busy at this. And then, so, starting a new job, you have to learn like 200 new names, right? And then trying to learn the kids on the team's
kids
name
T-ball names. Yeah.
for 2 different teams, so it's like I'm staying out there at the roster, like, who are you? And it's just like names are not my strong point to start with. So
well, and then their parents too, maybe.
yeah. So it's been busy, but like I said, luckily I have a great wife and was able to help out and free me up to get me on the show for the night. So brownie points. So let's keep rolling.
Well, so I was curious about the lime because I just got my soil test results back and my pH was 6.6. And I'm wondering if that's on the low side, if it should be closer to 7 or if it should be above 7. What should I shoot for? Should I do any liming?
It depends on the type of grass that you have. And I don't know the desired range for each type, but one thing I know, like fescue usually likes a little bit of a lower pH. Different grasses just like different kinds. So I would just do a search, of what.
Look it up and see what mine.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So, but I mean, 6.9, that's pretty much neutral. So most plants kind of like 6, 7. They don't like to stray too far from that unless they're like a special, like blueberries, hydrangeas.
Strawberry.
They kind of prefer, more acidic soil. But for the most part, most plants are going to like kind of a neutral. So just kind of a quick gut reaction is that seems pretty good. But yeah, if you have a grass that just kind of likes a little more acidity, one way is usually it'll start to look a little pale and yellow if the pH isn't right. So,
Okay,
but yeah, I would just look it up.
I'll do that.
You got
Right now.
your soil test back already on your new place?
Yeah. Yeah. Came back Friday, I think. Friday afternoon.
So what's your plan? You throwing something down?
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I got some lawn box fertilizers, some different ones, and I just gotta see which ratio I need or what will be beneficial. Let me see if I pull it up, because it doesn't give you the nitrogen, it just gives you that potassium, phosphorus, and then like the pH and stuff.
What were you gonna say, Nate?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like right now, Bill, I'm assuming you guys are probably experiencing similar heat that we've been experiencing. So I mean, you just want to be careful going out there and hitting it with a whole bunch of nitrogen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, like Kelsey was talking about earlier with like some of the soil amendments, especially right now, this time of year, it's gonna be critical to get some of that product down and get it in the soil and, let it do its thing over the summertime.
True. Yeah.
Kelsey, I was going to ask, one of the questions I see a lot, and obviously I don't think people are naive to it, but like a comparison between Milorganite and Moorganite. Does Moorganite have iron in it?
Yes, I would have to look up the specific amount, but yes. Basically the difference, Milorganite is a biosolid, so it comes from wastewater treatment byproduct, whereas Moorganite comes from dairy cow manure byproduct. And basically the reason why we made it was actually customer demand. Milorganite, obviously there's a steady supply. You can't really make more of it than whatever comes into the Milwaukee sewer plant. And so there's always supply issues. And so we had a retail customer say, hey, can you make a product that's similar with your dairy cow manure granules? And we said, sure. Started putting it in a bag and started selling it about 2 years ago. So yeah, it's a little bit different in terms of where it comes from, but kind of a similar concept.
Yeah. So I guess I was curious, like how like local, like the dairy farms are, or like how I guess what's the connection between you guys and like the dairy farms that have it all? I guess it doesn't have to be dairy farms per se, but the farms that you guys have it and stuff.
Yeah, so they're all mostly going to be Wisconsin and Minnesota dairy farms. I mean, it comes from all over, right? But it's all mostly Midwestern dairy farms, and then it all gets processed and packaged at our plant that's in Quincy, Illinois. So it's a cool, obviously dairy is a big industry here in Wisconsin. So it's a byproduct that we have a lot of, and it's cool to be able to recycle it. 10 pounds, I should say, of cow manure can be dehydrated into 1 pound of our like earth science fertilizer. So it's a cool waste diversion strategy that is also just really awesome for your lawn.
So then do you guys ship it? You said you ship it to Quincy and that's where they process it at?
Yeah, that's where it gets bagged.
And do you ship it down dry, or do you ship it down as like the sludge? And they separate it, process it, dry it, and all that?
That's a good question. I'm not super involved on that side. I don't really know. I would think that it's already probably dehydrated because the facility in Illinois, just like based on the equipment that they have, I think it would already kind of have to be dried. But yeah, that's an area that I'm not super involved in on a daily basis.
You would think that it's composted for a little bit, so it would be dry.
Yes.
And plus it would be less to truck as far as weight.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you guys are in Wisconsin and so is Milorganite. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
So I wonder if the cows are pooping the same as the humans there.
No, their diets are totally different.
What's crazy though is like, not talk about another product, but as popular as Milorganite is, that other big municipalities and big cities haven't like latched onto that thing. And, I mean, with the dairy, that's a perfect way. You have a resource, or you have a raw material
Mhm.
that, you can essentially that's available. I mean, like you said, it's sustainable, it's recycled. You're essentially environmentally recycling and stuff like that. But it's just crazy that, like, I mean, that same stuff is available throughout the United States, but you have a demand for this certain one. It's just.
And I think there are other municipalities that have either tried to do it or do, because we've read, we have reports on other biosolid type materials, but Milorganite is like the kind of the home name, right? Like that's the one that people recognize. And I don't know why that is. Maybe they just did it first. But
and like I've seen them now in the last couple of years. I feel like there's been a lot more that pop up. Like even Menards has got their own brand, and I think a lot of companies are starting to do some spin-offs and stuff like that. But you guys with the niche of the dairy, I haven't seen that. I mean, I haven't seen anyone else copy that. But then you get thinking, okay, what's to say you don't have a hog farm, or you already see chicken poop and stuff, but like the different, start spinning that off into different industries and stuff.
I could think
There is someone that uses the hog swine.
Is there?
Yeah.
What's that? I've never heard of it. I've never seen it.
Using the hog.
Not using the hog poo. that would be Miramichi. They use the swine to make their stuff.
Fine.
What do they call it?
Do we?
Bacon or right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there you go, baconite.
I know there's a chicken manure product called Coop Poop, I think. That's really popular.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
That's one thing about y'all's stuff, though. It doesn't have near the stench. It's not terrible. Like
That's
the chicken. The chicken
I've heard the
stinks
chicken
and the
manure is
biosolid
bad.
stinks.
Yes, we're very grateful for that. A lot of people actually, it's kind of cute when, like, if we get reviews or people talk to us about our product, they'll say that it has like a nostalgic smell, like a summer on the farm type smell. And I always think it's kind of funny.
Is it like is it sterilized, or does it have like live cultures in it, or has it been kind of processed to where it's really just
It does. It's biologically active, which is another, or I should say it's kind of a pro to Milorganite, because Milorganite does go through I don't know the correct name for the process, but like you said, it's kind of sterilized or processed to kill those cultures. Whereas our product is biologically active, and so it just goes right to work, contributing to the healthy biome in your soil, and gets you results much quicker. So that's really cool.
So like off the top of your head, with like, you're talking microorganisms and stuff for the soil, like, do you have any idea like numbers or like percentages or anything? Like how much, you know what I mean? Like
how much of it, much is in the product?
Yeah. Like
that I don't know.
I mean, you're talking microorganisms, you're getting underneath the microscope. I mean, you could be talking tens of thousands,
right?
And you can't even see anything like that. But I was just curious if it was like a big percentage or small.
No, I don't know. And I don't know if we've tested like on that level, but it's insane. Like I'll look up the stat that we have on our website. It's something like in 2 tablespoons of soil or something, there's just like millions of these bacteria that you want. Here, 100 million beneficial bacteria in the top 6 inches of, so like it's just crazy. Like the stuff that all has to go into building a root system and getting those nutrients from the ground into the leaves and into the fruit of your plant. I don't know. I just think that's so fascinating and cool.
Yeah. And at the same time, trying to survive the environment that's in,
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, the thing about it is once you actually learn how the soil and the plant works, then you can see where a lot of stuff is either over applied or not necessary. It's that's one thing I would like to learn more about and understand, is like actually how everything goes through the process, from the plant being fed, from it taking sun, and just figure it out. And that way you're not guessing or taking someone's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You just you know how it works. And once you know how it works, then you know how to fix what you got.
Yeah, that's really true.
So,
So
or you
you're,
can definitely dial it in.
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned you have wildflower seeds. What what makes, is there anything that makes them unique? Or I don't know what is. Tell me
Yeah.
about your wildflower seeds.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
What I think makes them unique is how easy they are to plant. So they come in a 2-pound pouch, and like most of our products, it's the seed mixed with that dairy cow manure fertilizer. So it all just comes mixed in one pouch, and all you have to do is prepare your soil. So just remove debris, make sure it's nice and loose and crumbly. And these wildflower packets can cover up to 200 square feet. You literally can just sprinkle it right out of the bag and then water, and it just grows. Like you just get like this really cool kind of wild prairie looking result. And people love it. Like people just love the color that they get without all the effort. And the other cool thing about wildflowers is once they're established, they're pretty hardy. So they don't really require a lot of maintenance or care. They just kind of like do their thing. And of course, we, always talk about how beneficial they are for pollinators, and that they not only provide food, but habitat. And they're just, I don't know, I think they're fun. I know the zinnias aren't technically a wildflower, but we have like a zinnia kit. And I did those in my front lawn last year, and they're just so fun to just watch grow, and I had them well into the fall. So it's just a fun way for people who don't want to, be on their hands and knees planting little seeds to just get some great color.
So it's similar to the it's similar to the grass seed mix. Like it's all in one mixture.
It's all mixed together.
And so it's
yes.
That's pretty cool, because it is hard planting seeds if you're planting them outdoors. Like just sometimes you get the seed packet and there'll be like 10 seeds in them, and you kind of gotta like,
yes.
So it is nice to kind of just sprinkle them around. I can see that being beneficial.
Yeah.
Are those
They, perennials?
That's what I was going to ask. Are they mostly annuals or perennial?
Most of them are going to be a mix of annuals and perennials. We do have one bag that is a perennial mix. And so at the end of the year, either in the fall or in the spring, you would just mow them down, leave all of the flower heads where they are, and they'll reseed and continue to grow.
Yeah, there was a common area at my old place where it was an ideal area for something like that, where you kind of go through and you sprinkle all the wildflowers out there, because they initially put seed down in straw, but it didn't really take very good. It was very sparse and thin, but nothing was really growing there. So if you could go there, maybe aerate it and then drop the seed and just kind of let nature take its course, maybe you get some cool color eventually. That would have been nice, but everything's so tight now. I don't have a great area where I would like to do that, but that was always something I thought would have been way better than this sparse dirt patch of a field.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they get tall. Some of the varieties in some of these packs can be like 48, 50 inches tall. So it's like a true prairie that you can grow, which is cool.
Yeah.
The only thing that is always, whenever I have the opportunity to talk to people about it, is they need a lot more water when they're starting out than I think a lot of people think. I feel like a lot of people get discouraged by wildflowers because they try it and they don't have good luck, but like you really have to make sure that like the first 2 weeks, they have to be watered every day, maybe twice a day. The ground has to stay moist for them to germinate. So that's kind of the trick with those, but people who have good luck with them love them.
I guess you would treat it like a lawn that you're overseeding anyway. If you have to water it like that, it's just like you're basically trying to grow some grass. Really.
Yes.
Well, even like people who do like prairie restorations and work on prairies, I mean, they're throwing seed in there like that, year after year, a lot of them, which is cool. I mean, yeah, because you get some annuals, you'll get some perennials, but then you also get like annuals that drop seeds and then they come back next year from the seeds from the annuals. So could be an annual, but it still could come back every year.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Did we do a lawn of the week this week? I've been so distracted. I don't know if we ever decided on one.
I thought you were going to announce it.
Sorry, guys.
You're supposed to pick one.
We were. I've been, we're usually going back and forth all week, but I've been so busy just in and out. So I don't know. We can forego it this week if we haven't settled on anything, I suppose, and then just go hard next week, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where that belt is. So if anybody knows where the belt is, let's start blowing it up.
Ooh, yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, that definitely got lost in the last month or so.
All right, should we wrap this up, guys? How far into it are we? Holy crap, we're only like 40 minutes in. Should have done one of the week.
Yeah. So I caught earlier, you said that the lime was your number one product.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a cool product because like with most like agricultural lime, it's usually powdery, super messy, just kind of hard for like a homeowner to work with. So our lime's really great because it's ground really finely, but then we pelletize it so that it can go through a spreader really easily. And the other awesome thing about it, I can't believe I haven't talked about this yet, is we have some like proprietary ingredients. One of them being our Nutribond, as we call it, which is a polymer that it gets sprayed onto our product so that when it gets wet, it essentially gets sticky and it sticks to the soil so that the product doesn't wash away and you get better results and it doesn't contribute to like nutrient pollution. So it's really, it's a really cool thing that, is kind of special to us and makes our products work superior.
Is it a calcitic or is it a dometic?
It is a calcitic limestone.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Especially depending on.
Have you and like I said, I might have missed earlier. Have you guys talked about the new iron product that you guys kind of launched?
No, we have not, and I would love to talk about it.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised one day when I came home and there's a box sitting on the front, the stairs or whatever, and I went and opened it up and there's a box of. Go ahead, Kelsey. Tell us about what it was.
Yeah, so it comes with a little bit of a story actually that I think kind of helps to understand the product a little bit better. If you're familiar with Ironite, that is a product that we actually used to manufacture for Central Garden and Pet. And within the past year or however 15 months, however long it's been, they decided that they were going to take that production in-house. So we are no longer making it for them. However, we have, like I said, like some really cool proprietary ingredients that we think make the formula better. So we decided to start making our own iron product, which is Iron Pro. And you can find information about that on our website, earthsciencegrowing.com. So it has it's super high iron content. I think it's like 20% iron.
Yeah, 20%. When I read that, I was like, whoa, because I think like 6 or 8% is like the highest I've ever seen. I'm sure there's stuff that's higher, but yeah, like I saw 20% and I was like, holy cow.
Yep. And it also has good gypsum in it to help out with, other soil health issues. And it's just a superior product. And we're lucky enough to be able to list it lower than Ironite was kind of being sold previously, because we essentially used to be a middleman. But now with that taken out of the equation, we can sell it at retail stores a little bit cheaper. So that product it's kind of out in the public now. Menards is selling it kind of up here in the Midwest. And some select Lowe's stores have picked it up. But really the big launch, we're pitching it to people right now, and you'll see it more in the fall or spring of 2023. But it's really, really awesome. And it pairs well with our other minerals that we sell. So we sell the lime, sulfur, gypsum, and now we have this like really superior iron product that we're really, really excited about.
Is there any NPK value to it? I don't remember. Or is it just pure iron? That's irons.
Absolutely. Let me pull it up on the website.
I think I saw 101.
That is correct. 101. So not a whole ton. So it's mostly, and that's kind of one of the pros of the product is it gets you that green color that you want without excessive growth. So you don't have to mow your lawn like every 2 days, after you make a fertilizer application.
That's
so it's
something
really,
I was thinking about was putting down like some like the sea kelp, some humic acid, and then maybe doing an iron application. When I used to do the ironite, I could only get 5-pound bags, and they weren't cheap. So I only did it one time, and it worked great. So hopefully, if I go to Menards, maybe they'll have your new version of it in the bigger 10-pound. Or what size bags do you guys typically? What's your standard bag size?
oh gosh, is it 12 or 15? Let me confirm real quick. 15 pounds.
Yeah.
That'd be
15
sweet.
pounds, 5,000 square feet.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll go there tomorrow. Hey,
go check it out
before I go back to work.
Yeah.
I've been going to Home Depot so many times. I might as well go to Menards next.
Do you guys get into any like landscaping stores or like, I know, cause I used to see ironite at, what's it called? Earl May? Is that what the hell it's called?
Earl May definitely has sold our products. That name sounds familiar. It's kind of hard to tell because we sell to like major retail stores and then also to distributors who then maybe kind of work it down the system to those smaller like independent nurseries and that kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to tell at that front, but I know for sure we're going to be pitching it to like Walmart, the co-ops. So that would be Tractor Supply, Ace. Who else?
Tyson's. I see it in Tyson's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a Tyson's here in town, and they have I've seen the lime and I think the sulfur and the gypsum.
Oh,
and
great.
then some of the flowers too. So I think I've seen that, but I haven't seen the moo organite there.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's almost a tongue twister, ain't it? Say it 3 times fast, Nate.
moo organite. He's got to say that
Now, 3 times fast.
He's got to say the first part really slow. Like you got to get into it. Like
moo organite. Yeah, it is funny. You get some funny pronunciations.
Yeah. I know the kids love like the packaging with the cows on it and stuff like that. So, or the first time I had got someone and opened it up, my kids were like, "Oh, there's cows on it." So, so at least you got the better packaging for sure than like any other product that's out there. That's you can't really put humans on some other products and stuff. So
yeah.
But y'all have the warm season grass seed mix.
Yep.
The fescue cool season. And then you also have something for like dog pee, right?
We do. Well, so it's the same. So we have our like sun and shade mix, which is like the northern blend, and then the fescue mix, which is more of the transition zone southern blend. And then we have these the same blends, but we call them our dog spot products. And basically they just contain a little bit more gypsum because that helps to neutralize salt, which is usually what causes those pet spots in your lawn. So that's just a small bag product. It's like a little 2-pound pouch, but really helpful for folks who have pesky reoccurring spots from dogs.
I don't have dogs, but I have deer.
I've heard that, yes, one of my coworkers kind of has a similar problem.
Yeah. So every once in a while I get like a basketball size spot and I'm like, what the heck's going on? The only thing I can figure is deers.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, last night I was up burning off my burn pile on top of my hill, and I saw several piles of deer poop up there. So they're definitely roaming around the yard.
You know how I got the green giant Lethusias? Well, I was on the permagreen the other day, and there's a deer sitting about 6 or 7 trees down, just watching me. And I keep riding closer, and it don't ever move. And I finally stop, and I'm like, "What the devil?" I get my camera out, start making a video. It stands up and slowly walks away. I'm like, "What the heck?" So I turn around to go get on the permagreen, and a baby was up under the tree, and that thing was no bigger than like a beagle, and it could barely walk. And I was so happy and so excited. I was trying to get my phone back on video, and it's wobbling across. I could have grabbed it, and I was trying to get a video for the kids. And I mean, it was Bambi, but Bambi, I mean Bambi this tall, and it was just it could hardly walk. And the mom was, I guess, just watching me and watching it. But it's pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
It was neat. And I wish like crazy I could have got the video, man. But I was just like, come on, phone work. And I was trying to walk behind him, and I was so excited, and I lost every bit of it.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. This was fun.
We what today was the longest day, Nate?
Yeah.
Summer solstice.
Yeah. So today should have been the longest day of daylight of the year. So if you're out mowing at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, then that's why. But now it's all downhill from here. It's getting closer to wintertime now. So
yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. I think it's also, isn't it like also the first day of summer?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. So first day of summer. So it's going to start getting hot and dry. And I know this week here in the Midwest, it's been 90s, mid 90s, upper 90s, humid, hot, just miserable.
Gross.
I know. So I've had the sprinklers out every morning, kind of rotating through different areas of the yard and trying to keep it. But you can already, you can tell the people that aren't watering. You can tell like in my own lawn, I can tell like the little corners that maybe my sprinklers didn't get to.
Yeah.
So it's definitely now's the time to start separating the old men from the boys, as they would say. But yeah.
Put your money where your grass is.
Yeah, that's for sure right there.
I mean, honestly, like now's a great time to start thinking about like a product like Moo Organite. You know what I mean? So you can get some soil health, but you're not going to be pushing growth and nitrogen and stuff like that. So start focusing on, slow release stuff like that. But it's typically when I use it is, like I said, around late June, maybe even July, August, sometimes somewhere in that frame, depending on my other products I'll put down. But this is definitely, if you're watching the show, interested in the product, looking into it, now would be the time to look at a product like that versus a synthetic fertilizer, which depending on what you use, how you use it, could do a lot of damage right now. So for my area, at least.
What's the website address?
Yeah. Where should people, if they want to purchase or learn more, like where's the preferred site?
Yep. So I would recommend going to earthsciencegrowing.com. And then each product page should have little icons to all the stores that product is sold at. So that's going to be the best way, because right now not every store stocks our entire line. So kind of have to pick and choose a little bit.
Sweet.
Cool.
I'm in the Menards tomorrow. See what you guys have there.
Do it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It's not super close anymore. We're further away now.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
Somebody's wanting to know like where you source your seed from for the mixes. I know that the fescue had like I want to say it had Talladega, it had Diablo. I don't remember the other one. But
I think, and unfortunately I'm not super privy to exactly where, but I know a lot of stuff comes from Western US, like Oregon, Canada, and that kind of part of the country. But specifically, unfortunately, I just don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, there's different growers that grow different cultivars.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, but I know that the fescue that I use, like I know the two that I remember right off was Talladega and Diablo or whatever.
Thor and Diablo is in the fescue mix.
Thor, yeah, and see that's some popular names with some other companies. So it was a good looking grass seed.
Good.
Or is the
glad to hear
fescue.
that.
So I guess I had a question still. It's and if you're not at liberty to say this, I understand, but you had mentioned that you co-packed Ironite for them. Are there other products out there that you guys have a partnership with other companies and stuff? And if you can disclose any of that, but if not, I understand. But just kind of curious what other kind of co-ops or partnerships and co-packing you guys do?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little vague because I
Yep.
don't know the answer to that question on
Yep.
what I can share and what I can't, but the answer is yes. Our earthworm castings, our grass seed mixes, I'm trying to think, even our lime, are all products that we do like private label for other companies. So yeah, it's definitely a kind of an in-demand formula.
Gotcha. I kind of guessed that was the case. And honestly, like most manufacturers, that's usually that is the situation.
Mhm.
But most people just don't realize that, it's like, you look at like Walmart, every single product in that store, there's a Walmart brand. Well,
Yes, but it's usually made by the brand name company.
Yeah, I mean, Walmart doesn't have a facility that's making, everything from laundry soap to, dog food to, like all the way down the aisle, there's one of Walmart brands. So generally speaking, a lot of companies make stuff for them or their own private label, and it applies in all industries and just like
Yes.
this. So I was just curious, like, as you guys get out to like Lowe's and Home Depot, and eventually they're going to start doing that too. They're going to start wanting their own Menards brands and stuff like that. So I was just curious if that kind of mentality was there in this industry as well.
Oh, yes. Yes, certainly.
Gotcha. Cool.
Do the flowers grow? Do they need like direct sunlight, or they do okay in the shade?
We have, most of them are going to want 6 to 8 hours of full sun, but we have a shady mix that requires, or we recommend 4 to 6. So if you have a spot that gets like morning sun or just afternoon sun, those would do really well.
Okay. I didn't know. I posted a video of me mowing a while back, and I mean, I caught immortal hell about pollinators and this, that, and another. And I have shrubs and I have flowers. I have things that the bees do get on every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I
yeah.
just, sitting there thinking about that. And, which, I mean, I have blueberries and blackberries, rose bushes, several different things that every morning the bees are on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was just sitting there thinking about that, those flower mixes. And I know, do y'all have anything like black eye? What's it called? Black eye Susies or anything like that?
Yeah, those are in a lot of our mixes. They're a really popular pollinator plant.
They look nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if I could put some like in my big beds and they be under the trees or not. But
it'll depend upon, like I was saying before, they can get quite tall, so you definitely need space for that. And I would say if you get at least 4 hours of sunlight, maybe, but and you don't want to compete with root systems too if they're like big trees.
River birches, and they have a ton of roots, so that may not be a good idea.
Okay.
River birches seem to have just roots running everywhere.
This might be a good idea for my hill in the future. Just turn that thing into a prairie.
Yes.
That way I don't have to mow it.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've seen your hill. I would not be working with that.
Going around trees too the whole way up.
We might just have a whole wildflower hill next year or something.
Be fun. It could be fun.
Yeah. So cool. Awesome.
All
right. Well, thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you,
guys.
Appreciate
It was fun.
Thanks for coming on.
right.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Thank you. And we will see you next week.
All right.
You.
Go Hawks.